Hey everyone, before we begin, make sure to subscribe to my channel for more real, emotionally gripping stories about love, betrayal, and heartbreak. And don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments. I want to hear how you faced moments that shattered your trust and how you found the strength to move forward. I'll never forget that night. It started like any other evening, quiet, intimate, familiar. Emma and I had just returned from dinner, and I reached for her, leaning in to kiss her as I always did. But instead of the warmth and tenderness I expected, she smirked at me, a subtle, almost cruel smile, and said words I'll never forget. "Not tonight, not the way you think." For a split second I froze. Confusion washed over me, quickly followed by a deep, gnawing unease. My heart raced. I tried to laugh it off, to convince myself I was overreacting. Maybe she was tired, maybe she meant something innocent. But the words echoed in my head, sticking to me, refusing to let go. Over the next few days, little things began to surface. Missed calls she insisted were just work. Texts she quickly deleted when I glanced over, sudden errands at odd hours. I started questioning myself first, wondering if I was imagining problems that didn't exist, if my paranoia was betraying the trust one had always placed in her. But the feeling in my chest, the subtle twist of worry that wouldn't leave, told me something was wrong. I began noticing other signs. Her phone would buzz and she'd pick it up too quickly, turning the screen away. She smiled at me, but it felt different, distant, almost rehearsed. When I asked about her day, her answers were vague, clipped, and sometimes inconsistent. I found myself watching, listening, measuring every glance and pause, trying to find a truth hidden beneath the surface. Then came the accidental discovery. I was looking for a photo we'd taken together, and her phone lit up with a message preview I couldn't ignore. Just a single line, but it hit me like a thunderclap. "Can't wait to see you later," face blowing a kiss. My hands shook. My stomach churned. I read it again, disbelieving, hoping I had misunderstood. But deep down I knew. The next days were a blur of sleepless nights, overthinking every memory, every small gesture, every tender moment we had shared. I began replaying them in my mind, searching for hidden meanings. The way she laughed at jokes I didn't hear, the way she sometimes seemed distant during intimate moments, the way her touch occasionally felt absent, even when she was holding me. I remember the confrontation vividly. We were in the living room, the quiet only broken by the soft hum of the heater. My voice trembled as I asked the question I had been avoiding for weeks. "Emma, are you seeing someone else?" She looked at me for a long moment, her eyes full of shame and guilt. "Yes," she admitted softly, almost whispering, as if saying it too loudly would make it real. "I didn't mean for it to happen. I never wanted to hurt you." I felt my chest tighten. Anger, disbelief, grief, they collided in my veins. And yet, beneath it all, I could see her humanity. She was flawed, scared, and lost. Not a villain. Just someone who had made a choice I couldn't forgive. I tried to reconcile the Emma I loved with the actions she had taken, and it was impossible. In the days that followed, I questioned everything. Our shared memories now felt tainted. The inside jokes, the quiet mornings, the laughter over coffee. They all seemed like lies I had believed in blindly. I wrestled with lingering love and the sting of betrayal, caught in a storm of emotions I didn't know how to navigate. I realized that love alone couldn't fix this. Forgiveness was impossible, not yet, maybe never. I had to make a choice. Hold on to someone who had broken my trust or reclaim my life. The decision was agonizing, but in the end I chose myself. Saying goodbye wasn't dramatic. There were no shouting matches, no harsh words. Just quiet acknowledgement. We packed her things into her car, and for the first time in weeks, I felt a sense of clarity amidst the pain. The heartbreak was still there, heavy and raw, but beneath it, a small, resilient spark of strength began to grow. In the weeks afterward, I focused on myself. I reconnected with friends I had neglected, revisited hobbies I had abandoned, and learned to enjoy my own company. Every step forward was small, sometimes painful, but necessary. I learned that self-respect could not be compromised, that betrayal could wound deeply, but it could not define me. Occasionally, I think about that night, about the smirk and the words that changed everything. I remember the hurt, but I also remember the lesson. Trust is precious, love is vulnerable, and your own strength matters more than the choices of someone else. I never stopped caring about her completely, but love without trust is fragile. And I now know that my peace, my dignity, and my future are worth protecting above all. Betrayal teaches you to rebuild piece by piece, and eventually, you find a life that feels whole again, stronger, clearer, and more yours than ever before. So if you've ever faced a moment where someone you love broke your trust, know that your worth isn't diminished. Healing is possible, even when the heartbreak feels unbearable. The strength to move forward is already within you, waiting to be claimed.